So I just finished a book, and it's a book I've been waiting for, and a book I was super excited to read, and I'm a mix of emotions right now. But the book, Heartless Villain, comes out on Monday the 6th of May, and so this is the final book in the Make Games Death series. So this is, you know, everything coming to a head, and it's really a book of two halves. In the first half, you have the more light-hearted, fun, sexy, they're getting to spend time together as a unit and be together and get to know each other better and build up those connections, and not just with Dahlia but also each with the guys as well. And then the second half is obviously it's hit the fan and it's battle mode, and seeing those connections carry through to that part, and how the guys were obviously for her but also for one another, whether that was supporting them or being worried about them. And I was just like, my heart. I did cry to a couple of scenes on the school run, so yay. I think for me, this book, this series, this world that Megan and Kim Loraine have created is one that you can just get lost in, and you can connect with different characters for different things. I mean, there was a scene in this book between Dahlia and Kiki, who's the book editor, and there was something about could send a quick message, but they end up sending like a super long voice message, and I was like, I've never felt so seen in my life. Because if you know me, I like to send long voice messages. They don't start out as long voice messages, but that's what they become. Or worse, if you can only send a minute voice message, so you end up sending 11. Anyway, anywho, back to the book. And I love that this series is actually the first in the world that I had a clear favourite. On the other two, War and Pestilence, I was like, that bitch doesn't have to choose. Why the hell should I? I'm taking them all. And I was not embarrassed about it. But this one, I don't know. I was like, at first I was like, maybe it's just because we're getting to know them and we're just seeing more of this character. But as it went on, I was like, no, this guy right here. Cass was the guy for me, and he's mine. I will fight. That's all I'm saying on the matter. Not open for discussion. So yeah, all the emotions with this book in varying degrees, and laughter and sadness and happiness and the whole gambit. As for the narration, so Stella Hunter, what more can be said? She is absolutely fantastic. The way she shows us how Dahlia is feeling through the way she voices her and the impact it's having. And then this book also features Samantha Brentmoor. Ma'am, we're going to have to talk about that death laugh, because that's some creepy shit. And she was so fantastic in this. I was just like, yeah. And she plays two very different characters as well, and I love the contrast with that. Then of course we have the 4Js. So Jason Clarke, Jeff Harding, James Joseph and John Hartley. And, you know, each of them was so different, but I think the reason I like Hook so much is how James Joseph performs him. That line of sarcasm and vulnerability. And I'm not saying I argued with my 6-year-old this morning on the school run about Hook, but I'm also not saying that didn't happen. Anyway, Heartless villain. You have to read the entire series in order, so you have to do Haunting Beauty first in the Make Games Death. However, if you have not done War and Pestilence, my suggested reading order, as someone that just loves the series, is to start with the Make Games War and Obsession, because it just makes sense.